Welcome back to StartupHakk. Here at StartupHakk, we turn beginners into full-stack developers in as little as 3 months. Today, we're diving into a fundamental, yet often overlooked aspect of coding, the importance of naming and programming. Let's unravel this intriguing concept together. Have you ever considered the significance of names in your code? Just like in stories where knowing a demon's true name can grant control over it, in programming, a well-chosen name for a function, variable, or other constructs can illuminate the essence of the problem you're trying to solve. Today, we're going to explore how effective naming can lead to clearer, cleaner code and improve architecture. So let's talk about the essence of clean code. It is said that nearly 90% of writing clean code is encapsulating in choosing the right names. This might sound straightforward, but this is more art than science. I've long said that the hardest thing in programming is naming. Let's delve into a few examples to illustrate this point. So example number 1, the misleading function. We start with a function named demo with parameters a and b and c and variable c. This function returns demographic statistics, but it is hampered by vague naming. The ambiguous function name, non-descriptive parameter names, and the confusing use of a inside of a lambda makes the code hard to follow and prone to errors. Next, the transformation. So, how can we improve this? Here's the transformation. By renaming the function to fetch demographic stats for first and last name and using more informative parameters like first name and last name, we immediately gain clarity. This transformation highlights the function's purpose and the data it handles, making the code more readable and maintainable. Example number 2, the overloaded function. Our second example is a function named getJobID. That does much more than its name suggests. It procures a machine, sets up a Docker worker, and starts executing a job. The misleading simplicity of the name hides the complexity of the function's actions. So how do we fix this? By breaking down this overloaded function into smaller, more focused functions like procure free machine and set up Docker worker and start executing job clarifies the code. Each function now has a specific, understandable purpose, making the overall code easier to work with. So why is it important to define good naming practices? A good name in programming should be clear, concise, and contextual. It should tell a story that fits with the surrounding code, reflecting its purpose without being overly creative or assuming too much prior knowledge. The key is to find the essence of what you're naming and let that guide your choice. So bad names equal a reflection of bad code. Interestingly, a poorly chosen name often indicates underlying issues in the code itself. It's a sign that the code might be trying to do too much or lacks a clear focus. Recognizing and addressing these issues can lead to both better names and better code. So here's some practical tips for naming. When you're struggling with naming, start by writing a descriptive comment, then sculpt that description down to a concise name. Remember, if the name is too complex, it might be time to refactor the code, like the function or the method. The aim is to achieve a name that captures the essence of what is represented in the simplest form. So let's talk about the role of naming in code reviews. As you focus on naming, you'll notice a shift in your code review process. A clear, well thought out name can often lead you to the heart of the code, making it easier to identify and rectify issues. So this exploration into the power of naming in programming underlines a fundamental truth. Good naming is not just a cosmetic choice, but a reflection of clear thought and effective code structure. As you journey through your coding career, remember the impact a simple name can have on your entire project. Until next time, keep coding, keep learning, and see you at StartupHakk. So what are your thoughts? Leave your comments down below here at StartupHakk.com. We love training software developers. We take people with zero experience and help to train them to be ready to start as a full-stack software developer in as little as 3 months. So make sure to check out the link down below or go to StartupHakk.com today.